Hello everyone. In this tutorial, I want to show you how you can integrate the edge device that runs our Vatos Vision API into the network of your robot cell. So what we need is the edge device itself, this one here, a 3D camera. I brought this Zivit 2 as an example today. And finally, a robot controller. Here's one from Universal Robots that will serve as a proxy of the machine network in this tutorial. In practice, we will not connect the edge device directly to the robot controller, but rather to a switch that establishes communication between other components in the robot cell. Now, there's essentially two different ways of connecting all these components with each other, two different possible network topologies. We explain these two concepts in our documentation, which you can find online under docs.vatos.net. So you find that if you click Edge API in the left-hand menu and then Network Setup. So there you find a sketch of the two network topologies. I will not delve deeper into the right one here. The left diagram shows the one that we'll set up in this tutorial. Here the camera is connected with the left network interface card with the left port. This direct connection ensures high bandwidth for the communication between camera and edge device. The right network interface card will connect with the UR controller. And the built-in Wi-Fi adapter connects to the internet through a wireless access point. Before we physically connect the three components with each other, we need to make sure that the three network adapters in the edge device are properly configured. To do so, make sure that the device is powered on. On the back side of the device, you will find two network jacks. So take a network cable and connect it to either one of them. Now take the other end of the cable and connect it with the network port of your PC. We need to make sure that the Ethernet card that is connected with the edge device is assigned an IP dynamically by DHCP. So here under Windows, we need to verify the network settings. So to get to the network settings page, let's enter Ethernet down here in the search bar. Click on Change Adapter Options. Find the name of the right adapter, right-click, and then select Properties. Select TCP IP4 and click Properties again. If Obtain IP Address Automatically is checked, then we're all good to go. So now we can get started with the actual network configuration. For that, let's open a browser tab and enter the address vatos.local. Once the network settings page has been opened, we'll see that the first network adapter has been assigned an IP from the so-called link local block. So that's the first thing we're going to change. So let's disable DHCP here and then assign a static IP from the subnet of the Zivit camera. The Zivit cameras come with a default IP of 172.28.60 and 5. So the common NAT mask like this one should work, 3 times to 255 and 0 for the last octal. So now I'm switching to the second adapter. And like before, I'm choosing a static IP, but this time in the subnet of the robot. Same net mask. And finally, let's configure the wireless network adapter. So all we need to do here is enter an SSID of the wireless network and a password, and the IP will be assigned automatically by DHCP. Hit the Apply button. And that's it, we're all set. Since for the left network interface card, I selected an IP in the subnet of the Zivit camera, I'm taking the green cable that comes from the camera and connect it with the left port. The robot controller, I'm connecting with the leftover port on the right side. Let's have a quick look on our network settings page and we'll see that all three connections have been established successfully. The first adapter with an IP 172.28.61, which is exactly the static IP that we've assigned in the Zivit subnet. And the second network interface card with a static IP in the subnet of the robot. and the wireless adapter obtained an IP dynamically from the access point. So the edge device should be online and have access to the internet now. That should be easy to check by logging into our web frontend, which you will find under www.vatos.vision. The credentials for logging in you should have received by email. So the first thing you'll see after logging in is the device that we've just connected, and the device status is as we expect online. Now, where everything is set up correctly now, we want to run the device through a small test. The test is actually pretty simple. All we want to do is record an image with a 3D sensor that we just connected. We will not use the robot controller to trigger the capture, but our 3D viewer app. So first of all, we need to install this app along the driver service for the Zivit camera. So let's click on the device. Let's scroll down a bit and then click on Add Apps. Here we'll select the driver app for the camera, which is easily recognized by the Zivit logo, and then of course the 3D viewer app. Don't forget to click on the save icon on top, and then both apps are installed in the background and available on the Edge device in a couple of minutes. Once the installation is complete, we can reach the 3D viewer app under the IP of the Edge device in the local network. So let's open that up in a new browser tab, the precise address you will find in our documentation. Then simply click on the yellow capture button at the bottom. So capture is already started. We'll see the camera flashing. And then a couple of seconds later, we see a 3D visualization of the point cloud we just recorded. In the background, the recorded image is synchronized to our cloud storage. And of course, we can have a quick look at it. So let's go back to our web front end in the tab that we just opened a couple of minutes ago. Click on Images in the menu below. And here we find a 2D visualization of the depth images we just recorded together with a timestamp.